everyone, my name is Fiona Solis and this is GenderStories because everyone has a stories. Today my guest is Mommy Khei. Mommy Khei, how are you?
I am pretty good, thank you.
That's good to hear. Please introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, my name is Khei Perlaoan. I'm your Miss Gay Philippines 2007, and I'm also your Manila's 5 Prettiest of 2016 and your Top 10 Miss Q&A first season grand finalist.
So what was your childhood like?
If I may say, I am very fortunate. I have a very happy life because I grew up in the province. I was born and raised in the northeastern part of the Philippines, which is Pangasinan. It's one of the biggest provinces of Luzon, and I grew up there as a kid. I enjoyed, as a 90s kid, I enjoyed playing on the streets like Pico, Sipa,
Yes.
and Chinese garter. And it was,
The traditional the childhood play
yes,
long before
and
the internet arrived.
yes.
So what age were you when you began to feel different?
Well, there is no such particular age that I felt it, but if my memory serves me right, I was really young then. I felt that I'm different because I was during, maybe it's around like 7 to 9 year old. I don't feel like playing with my boys cousin. I love playing with my female cousins. So at the time, I think I was different, and having such experience that started also the discrimination within the family, because I used to play with my female cousins, and then my boys cousin used to tease me like, oh, bakla, something like that. So that started everything. That I felt that I'm really different.
Wow. So what challenge did you face growing up?
Just like what I said, challenge started at home.
Correct.
Started in the family.
Sure.
Though I had a very accepting and tolerating family. I mean, I'm speaking with my immediate family, like my dad, my mom, my brothers. But then outside the immediate family, which were my cousins, that started the discrimination. Because I used to, as I said, I used to play with my female cousins. So
for us, that's nothing. It's just like because our innocent mind as a child, like we don't think anything, like it's
technically nothing, because from the very beginning we are females.
Yes,
we felt like we are girls. So you used to tend to play with your female cousins.
Sure.
So that started. The discrimination started there. So you're different because you're playing with your female cousins while you are biologically born male. So that started the confusions inside the family,
true.
inside the clan. But then things happened things turned around when I was starting to grow up and experience life.
Yeah, because you proved that you're a good one. You're a good daughter and a Catholic.
I want to believe I'm a good person, but we're not angels.
Correct.
Yeah.
But we have our bad and good. That's why you're here, to serve our purpose.
We're humans.
Correct. So how did your life change?
Life changed technically life changed when I had a job. Well, you know what? In the family, if you are like transgender growing up, you're like being, what could happen to you in the future? I mean, your parents would...
They're worried.
Yeah, technically that's the first thing. They might be very worried because of what might happen. Because especially in the Philippine setting, transgender women like us doesn't have big opportunities, especially in the broad spectrum of job.
Correct.
So literally gays, lesbians can manage to have good jobs.
Correct, because they can be chameleon. They can be, being transparent.
Yeah, the variation of their personalities. They can choose to be cross-dressers. They can choose to be gay men who can always wear male clothing, while us,
only one choice.
Yeah, only one choice because we're females.
Yes.
So the spectrum of job opportunities is really hard in the Philippines. But then when I started to have a job as an entertainer, if I may say, it's the Amazing Philippine Show. I was only 21 when I started there. So that started everything. It turned upside down. So I said, oh, hindi pala to yung sinasabi nila, mahirap. Because I was one of the lucky people to have entered that job.
Because you believe in yourself, and when we believe, there's nothing, nothing can stop us.
Yes, nothing is
And
impossible.
you're proving yourself, you're not proving to everyone else. No. You like self-worth and self-love.
Yes, but as you prove yourself first to yourself, you unconsciously and consciously prove yourself to other people.
Correct.
As well. And that's not your
When we forget our ego,
That's not your
becomes
fault.
higher. Correct. That's very true. How did you begin to transition?
I was really young. I was 14 years old when I started to learn about hormones, about hormonal replacement therapy. As I said, I grew up in the province, but then I also have this, we call it in the Philippines like the nanay-nanayan.
Yes,
nanay-ters. So
like it's like a series post, like a house of evangelista, the house of
yes, the clans.
the clans.
So they introduced me the old way.
Mm.
During the 90s, we have the old way. We have the old way form of HRT, like the hormone replacement therapy, because we have these hormones, the pills that's gotten from the centers only, for free.
Wow.
Like, if my memory serves right, it's Logentrol. It's a form You cannot buy it in any drugstore. You can just get it from the centers. So
what happened now? It's still there still?
I don't know. But then you cannot have that one if you don't have like someone, a female friend or someone who can get it from there. So that's an old way. Transgender women nowadays are really lucky. They're really lucky because it's front and back, side, left side, right side. They can have everything.
Yeah.
Online sellers for HR, they are really rampant. So they are really lucky.
Like almost everything serves in your plate.
Yeah, I mean, during our time, it's really hard. And if you don't have that good money, you cannot transition really well.
What I really like about you, Mom, because you're very down to earth. And then even though that you've been there to the top, but you believe that there's no like.
Yes, there's no barriers. There's no barriers between us. Though sometimes ego. I mean, I'm just human.
Correct.
I mean, ako kasi, as much as I can adjust to the environment, as much as I can adapt to the environment, I will, because I always believe that kindness is everything.
Same.
Does.
We have the same.
It does mean
Yeah.
that, just like what the Dalai Lama once quoted, our prime purpose in life is to love and help each other. If you cannot love them, at least do not hurt them.
Correct.
That's my principle in life.
Hello. Salute. Salute. I love you, Ma. So how did you deal with bullying or discriminations?
Well, during younger days, there's no such thing as bullying in my community. But then discrimination, we must accept at this moment of time, like in the modern age, even we are celebrated, tolerated. Nowadays, discrimination and bullying is much rampant.
Correct.
Even compared to the earlier days, because bullying starts from the social media.
That's true.
Discrimination starts from social media. So when we talk about discrimination and bullying, I always keep to myself that kindness is everything. Even if you will check my Facebook, if you will check my account and wall, with the ongoing CR issue and social issue, I do post my sentiments. I do post my opinions, my point of views. But it's not even rant. It's not even talking bad things to bad people, hate things to hate people. But I always believe that
There's change. You can be changed. You can be changed.
I mean, I always believe that
yes.
what comes around goes around.
Correct.
What you do to others will always come back to you.
Yeah.
That's why if they discriminate you, if they don't like you, then so be it. I will not force myself to them. They're not part of my life. They're not part of my family. So I might force myself to the people whom I love and whom dearly important to me. But to those people who didn't even know who I am, it doesn't matter. So for me, the best weapon or armor to fight bullying is to don't mind them, unless otherwise they're part of your life.
The power of ignore.
Yes, learn the what do you call this? Learn the role of Denma, because it will not do anything good to you if you make battle.
Why fight? Like when you fight, you're willing to die. When you're willing to die, you're willing to kill. So we don't. It will be given on time. And I believe the time are the most powerful.
In the Philippine setting right now, we are celebrated.
True.
Sometimes accepted, sometimes tolerated, sometimes we're subject of mockery.
Correct.
Television.
But you're right, ma. Kindness, because in the end of the day, we give people entertainment that you don't realize that we're giving a kindness to them.
See?
Their sadness and their happiness, we give them in their moments.
They
of
don't
sadness.
even realize that.
Correct.
People around us, just especially when people see us on television, like Super Serena, Miss Q&A. Most of the time, when they watch us, they're actually so happy. We give them entertainment, but they don't realize that.
True.
Like hatred is so rampant in the world today, and they don't even realize how it is really hard to make people happy when you have your own problems inside.
Correct.
So.
Only people think that we're just happy people, but they just don't know. Like a lot of people are afraid of the unknown. So, which is I cannot blame on that, because if we are not being explained what these things, so sometimes you have your opinion. Sometimes like you don't know what you're talking about, and just getting other people.
Most, if not many, of the Filipinos are actually afraid of what they don't know.
Yes.
And most of us and some of us, they really don't know what transgender means unless it was introduced to them like a decade ago.
Surely.
That's why they are still they're really afraid, because they really don't know.
Afraid of changing, afraid of everything. That's true.
Only in the Philippines.
Correct. So, what advice would you give to others going through transition now?
Transition is actually not a part of growing up. It's not even a part of one's life. Transition is a way of living.
Correct.
Because if you are a transgender woman...
No, you're right. Not just transgender. Not just transgender. All people.
Yes, ma'am.
Transitioning as
ma'am. For heterosexuals, for straight men and women, it's easier for them to transition. Like from adults, from being a child to adolescence to adulthood. It's really easy for them because it's a norm.
Correct. Knowing who you are, like,
it's norm. Everything. Everyone experience through transition. Whether you are a man, a woman, gay or a lesbian. But then our transition, transgender men and women, are much way difficult because from being male, you were born male biologically, transitioning to become a woman is really difficult.
Correct. And mentally also by people around you.
That's the number.
The bullying, the rejection, everything.
That's mental effect of transitioning is the
mental torture.
Yeah.
Correct.
It should be.
Wow. Amazing.
It's not a part of life. It's a way of life.
Yes. Correct.
We have to transition. Everybody needs to transition.
Correct.
But it's really hard for us. Kaya my advice to the younger generation in transitioning is to continue. Do not stop. You are a woman, do not stop there because of discrimination and bullying. You're a woman, continue transition until you become such one.
So what advice would you give to their families?
As I said, I am lucky. I am very fortunate to have a very accepting family. A very tolerating family, if not fully accepting. But to the families, to the few people who can watch this video, I would like to take this very, very good opportunity to talk to each and every one of you, especially the family who are having a transgender kids, whether it's a woman or a man. Try to deeply understand their situation, because unless otherwise you don't understand their situation, you will not understand their pain. I believe in the saying, people will never understand our fight unless they understand our pain.
Correct.
If you're a mom, if you're a dad, if you're a sibling or a brother, a sister to a transgender woman, try to understand. Ask them, because you don't really know what's the pain that they are experiencing and going through. So please try to be more understanding. Try to be open-hearted, open-minded, because being yourself as a transgender already is already a fight. It's already a big problem,
A big challenge is
a
to
big
face.
challenge to you as a transgender, and then people around you that you expect to understand will not understand you. That's another story. How can a transgender woman or a man transition if the first people inside her life will not understand them? I mean, some of us are lucky that we have in this situation now, that we have surpassed the transitioning,
The
challenges. Yeah, we are just lucky, but we are not lucky because it's easily bestowed to us. We're lucky because we endured. We're lucky
Correct.
because we fought
We
for
embrace
it.
it. We appreciate it. What we achieve now. Like we forget. We don't think about what happened yesterday or the past. We think the now. It's the power of now.
You know, the best word that you said is appreciate. You have to
The
appreciate
gratitude.
yourself
Correct.
before other will appreciate.
Correct.
Or other people will appreciate.
Correct. That's true.
Diba me?
How would you describe your sexuality?
Well, my sexuality, I'm a heterosexual transgender woman, because I only like man. I never like gay men. I never like women. I never like.
Like sexually. She's not attracted to women or trans.
Yeah.
She's hetero. She's attracted to masculine male.
Masculine male. I'm a heterosexual woman, if I may say. So,
Yes. So, what are the areas you feel are most important for LGBT to achieve equality?
just like what you said earlier, you have to start within yourself.
Correct.
Respect yourself, appreciate yourself, before others will respect you and appreciate you.
Correct. That's true.
There's actually a post of Miss Francine Garcia, the famous Super Serena Queen.
Yes.
Francine Garcia. I read it like a few days ago. She posted it on her wall on Facebook that act like you want to be respected and act like you want to be appreciated. Because how could people will respect you if you will not act like people will
Very
respect you? So give yourself respect, give yourself appreciation before others will.
Correct. Why you're fighting for things that you can't even fight for yourself. So don't fight. Fight, achieve it, and embrace. Like mold yourself first before you don't have to tell people, because you can see through your reflection, because we are mirroring each other.
Yeah, and mommy, one more thing. How could the straight men and women accept us if in our community, in the LGBTQ plus community, don't have peace, unity, and understanding?
Correct. It's true.
We ourselves are actually hating each other.
Correct.
We ourselves are actually discriminating each other. So
True.
how could the outside world?
Very true. Those ego of who is more beautiful, who is this, and who has more crown,
See?
who was doing a lot of things. No, it's not.
Who is more
Embracing
successful?
it.
The gay men, the bisexual men, the transgender women. Insecurities insecurities from different umbrellas of the LGBTQ is actually rampant. So
True.
how could people accept us
Correct.
if we can love each other? inside the
Yes.
community.
Nice. What is your advice to your 6 years old self?
Congratulations.
I love that.
Because when I was younger, a lot younger, like 6 years old, 7 year old, I knew I was different. But then I never knew that I could achieve, I could reach, and I could be happy as me like now. Because when I was 6, 7 year old, of course, when you were young, your mind is broad, you're different, you know you're different, but you don't care. You only care to go to school, to play, to sleep, to eat. It doesn't bother you at all. When you reach adolescent period, like when you were 12, 13, and growing up, you start to worry. You start to worry because you were wearing a mere clothes, but you were looking at your classmates and playmates like, oh, how come I cannot wear that? I'm like them, but how come? Because the norms, the norm that we grew up with in the Philippines is really different
Correct.
from what the Westerners had. So you start to worry when you get older. So if I may be able to talk to my 6 year old self, I should say congratulations, because without the 6 year old imperfect childhood, we cannot reach near to imperfection. Like
True. How important equality to you?
it's everything actually. It's everything. But then, as you said earlier, equality, respect, and acceptance should not be forced. In due time, in God's perfect timing.
Correct.
In
the
the U-
divine timing.
yes, in the divine intervention. In the U.S., they didn't even fought. They didn't even fought for a year, a decade, but they fought for almost the whole their lives before they achieved
Correct.
the gender equality
Correct.
period. During the 60s, 70s, and 80s, a lot of LGBT problems in the US arise. I mean, but then look at them now. As I
That's
said,
true.
it should not be forced.
Who's your biggest inspiration
As part of the LGBT community,
in general?
in general,
You can.
inspiration for me when I entered the Amazing Show in the Cultural Center of the Philippines, people whom I worked with is are actually my inspiration, because being part of the family of the transgender family big shows, all of them, I'm not speaking in one person, I'm speaking in general. To those people whom I worked with for almost a decade, they were my inspiration, and especially in life and in transitioning, because and even my bosses in Amazing, they were part of my inspirations, because without them, without the family,
Correct.
I will not be able to understand who I am and what I can do for myself and for my family.
Emotional.
Lovely.
Lovely. Because you have a gratitude. That's the reason why where you are now is blessed. Because you're grateful to people bring you where you are today.
Mm-hmm.
Not just like material things or money, but giving you comfort, giving you love.
Yes,
respect.
ma'am, the experience
Oh, God.
kasi that you will have in your life
It can't be
with the people that you met, even for a day, for a month, a year, a decade, if they will leave you a mark,
correct.
if they will give you an
To leave footprints in your heart.
see, I mean, sometimes sometimes the experience that we have in life is not just to give us lessons. Sometimes the experience we have in life is to give us reasons to live. They say in the past we commit mistakes and that give us lesson. Well, in the past we meet people
Correct.
to give us reasons to live.
Correct.
And
That's true. It's something that we can share our story to them. Oh, okay, that she did a mistake. Oh, I don't do that, because people give you advice.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. So what love means to you?
Love is actually love is everything.
Yeah.
As I said, if you have love in your heart, kindness arises,
Alright.
understanding arises. So as I learned from my mom when I was younger, love is not just a feelings. It is actually a commitment. Not just to your boyfriend, not just to your friend, but I'm talking in general to the family. When you talk about love, it's commitment.
Correct.
When you say I love you, mom, you commit yourself to your mom because you love her. When you said you love your boyfriend, you commit yourself to your boyfriend. So for me, love is everything.
Because your boyfriend is you. When you said I means me. When you face in the mirror means I love you. When you love yourself, everything around you that connect your vibration, serves your purpose and vibration, everything is you. When I married my husband, I'm not marrying him, I'm marrying myself.
Yeah,
Him is me, me is him.
correct.
It's just I. That's why I love you, mom. But me is standing, is there the mirror of myself. So it's the facing of, just loving each other without, but.
Yeah.
Everything is
It's unconditional.
Nothing.
Thank you, mom.
Thank you.
Nice to have talked to you for a few
That's all
minutes.
mine, Mom. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Only one thing that I can leave you from go. Respect the way you want to be respected. Bye.